It was supposed to be an ordinary afternoon in the quiet neighborhood where 8-year-old Lily lived with her mother, Sarah. The two shared a tiny rented apartment, surviving paycheck to paycheck after Sarah lost her office job months earlier. That afternoon, Sarah had been working from home on small freelance tasks, exhausted, dehydrated, and stressed. Lily was drawing pictures at the kitchen table when she suddenly heard a loud thud. She ran toward the noise and found her mother collapsed on the floor, her face pale, body motionless. Panic wrapped around the little girl like a cold blanket. She had seen her mother tired before, but never like this. Lily didn't know what was happening, she only knew her mother needed help, fast. Hands trembling, she grabbed the old phone lying on the table and dialed what she remembered as the emergency number. She didn't know she had gotten one digit wrong. She didn't know that the person who was about to answer wasn't an emergency dispatcher at all, but a billionaire whose number had accidentally been used by pranksters so many times that he rarely picked up unknown calls anymore. But fate, or something like it, made him answer this one. And with that tiny mistake, the entire future of Lily and Sarah's life began to shift. On the other end of the line, Alexander Grant, the reclusive billionaire known for his genius innovations and cold personality, heard a terrified little voice, "Please help me. My mommy fell. She's not waking up." At first, he thought it was another prank. But the fear in the girl's voice, the breaking sobs, and the background sounds of chaos hit him in a place he didn't know still worked, his heart. He asked her slowly for her address, her mother's condition, and her name. Lily kept crying while explaining that she couldn't wake her mother, that she was alone, and that she had no one else to call. Alexander felt a strange pull of responsibility, something he had never felt toward a stranger. Without a second thought, he jumped into his phone-connected SUV, tapped the location into his private emergency system, and instructed his security team to meet him there. While speeding through traffic, he kept Lily on the line, guiding her gently to check her mother's breathing, telling her she was brave, telling her he was coming. Lily didn't know who he was, she only clung to his voice like it was the only thing keeping her world from collapsing. Just 12 minutes later, Lily heard the loud sound of a vehicle stopping outside their building. Through the dusty window, she saw a large black SUV with tinted windows, nothing like any emergency vehicle she had ever seen. Before she could be scared, the door swung open and a tall man in a crisp suit hurried in, followed by 2 trained medics from his personal team. He knelt beside Sarah, immediately checking her pulse, her breathing, and her skin condition with surprising tenderness. "You did great calling me," he told Lily softly. "You saved your mother by being brave." The medics quickly lifted Sarah and carried her to the SUV, which had been customized like a mini emergency room. Alexander placed his jacket around Lily's shoulders and guided her inside. Lily didn't understand who this man was or why he was helping them, but she felt safe for the first time since the moment her mother fell. Neighbors watched from half-open doors, confused at the sight of a billionaire sweeping in like a guardian angel. Within minutes, they were rushing toward the private hospital he owned, where money, paperwork, and waiting lines didn't exist. At the hospital, doctors swarmed around Sarah. After intense monitoring, tests, and stabilizing medication, they determined the cause: severe anemia, dehydration, malnutrition, and stress-induced fainting. Simply put, she had been working herself beyond her limits while barely eating so Lily could have enough food. Sarah had almost reached a point where her body simply couldn't keep going. Alexander felt a wave of anger, not at Sarah, but at the world that let people suffer silently while building fortunes for the elite. He stayed with Lily through the night, sitting beside her, answering her questions, calming her fears. The little girl kept her tiny hand tightly wrapped around his sleeve, refusing to let go. When Sarah finally woke up, weak but conscious, she was shocked to see a billionaire sitting next to her daughter, a bouquet of white lilies placed on her bedside table, and doctors treating her like a VIP patient. Why are you helping us?" she whispered. Alexander paused, looked at the little girl, and replied, "Because she called me, and because sometimes life gives you a chance to do the right thing. I wasn't going to waste it." Over the next few days, Alexander learned everything about Sarah and Lily, their struggles, their unpaid bills, the nights Sarah skipped meals, the part-time jobs, the eviction notices, and the dreams she had put aside just to survive. Something inside him changed. He saw resilience instead of weakness, strength instead of failure. And he saw Lily's innocence and courage as something rare in the world he lived in. When Sarah was discharged, Alexander didn't just pay the hospital bills, he arranged a full health recovery plan, hired a nutritionist, and assigned a private driver to take her home. But the biggest shock came when he offered Sarah a high-paying job at one of his companies that matched her skills. Not charity. A real opportunity. "You deserve stability," he said. "And Lily deserves a childhood without fear." Sarah burst into tears, not from pity, but from relief. Lily hugged Alexander's leg, her small face pressed against him as if he were already part of their family. Weeks turned into months. Sarah transformed from a struggling single mother to a confident professional with a stable income and health. Lily thrived, happier, safer, and full of life. Alexander became more than a helper, he became family. He visited often, helped with school projects, celebrated birthdays, and found himself smiling more than he had in years. Behind his cold billionaire exterior, something had softened. He realized that the phone call he once thought was a mistake had actually been the greatest blessing he ever received. And one evening, while watching Lily dance around the living room and Sarah laugh for the first time in years, he understood something deeper. Sometimes, the wrong number connects you to the right people. Sometimes, a simple accident becomes the beginning of a miracle. And in that tiny apartment filled with warmth, love, and a second chance, they all found something they didn't know they were missing: family.